What's going on, everybody? My name's Fliptriq, joined here with DMC and Mike Guy, ready to bring you guys Trophy Chasers Podcast, Episode 5. So we've got quite a few things to talk about. We've both been playing quite a bit this past week. Got a ton of new releases to talk about, or new release dates to talk about. Other than that, the news is kind of dry, but we'll get to that. How are you both doing today?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Good.
Next week, awesome game coming out with Thief. So yeah,
Looking forward to that?
absolutely, man. Big Thief fan.
Yeah. I'll be diving into Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 first, but after that it's Thief. You getting it for the PS3 or the PS4?
PS4.
Yes.
I gotta put my good PS4 to use, man. I've been living
Yeah?
and dying on the PS3 the last few weeks. So
It's been a Netflix box lately.
yep.
Yeah. What about you, my guy? How have you been?
Pretty good, guys. Looking forward to next week also, but for a completely different reason than either of you guys. Tales of Symphonia Chronicles will consume my life for the next couple of weeks, so
Good. So
really excited about that.
we'll have a good variety of in-depth reviews to talk about next week. Looks like we're all excited about something different. So
Good.
good to hear. Wanted to take just a second to talk about like the giveaway that we sort of touched on last week just a little bit. Like I said, a lot of you guys have really been helping support the show, and we've been noticing that and are hoping that that keeps up. So if in the next 10 weeks or so, that's kind of our time frame on this. If you guys continue to do that and we see like a big increase in participation, I guess, or viewers, well, we're planning on doing a PS4 giveaway, so that'll be like week 12, I think is what we said. I know it's not 10 weeks from now, but week 12 or 13. We have a goal we'd like to meet in mind, but we're not really set in stone on that. But there may be a PS4 giveaway in the very near future if you guys are interested in that. Just keep watching the show, keep checking it out on YouTube. Keep calling in. We had some people call in last week. That was pretty exciting. So, yeah, if you guys keep it up, we want to do a PS4 giveaway. So, should be coming up soon. Hope you guys are interested in that. Anyway, let's get into what we've been playing this week. We had quite a few new releases. We had Strider digitally, which was the one I was most looking forward to. PS3, PS4, $14.99. Also, Freedom Cry came out for also $14.99. It's kind of like it's the exact same thing as the DLC for Assassin's Creed 4, but this is like a standalone, sort of what they did with Assassin's Creed Liberation. Gunslugs on the Vita came out for $1.99 with PlayStation Plus, and $2.49 if you don't have PlayStation Plus. It's like a 8-bit side-scroller roguelike. It looked interesting, but I didn't have enough time to get into that. And some weird game came out. This looks very similar to Myst, called Forest Legends: The Call of Love for $14.99.
The game we all want to play.
Yeah. Very, very strange. Then retail, we've got Earth Defense Force 2025 for $49.99 on PS3, as well as NASCAR 14, which I heard has tons of freezing issues, and it's not a very good racing game. Aside from that, on PS4, $39.99 will get you Rayman Legends, so which is the same as last gen. It came out in, I think, November. I don't know. PlayStation Plus got Remember Me finally. Great game if you haven't played that. It's definitely worth your time. So, what have you guys been playing this week?
Well, I've been occupying my time primarily with Final Fantasy. Lightning Returns. Knocked that out. So we got the plat on that. Played Brave and went from extreme happiness to extreme frustration, all in the course of a 10-hour period. And so we knocked that out. And
I wanted to
took it
play
in
that
Age of
for
Demons.
such a long time.
So what now?
I wanted to play Brave for such a long time. Ever since it first
Brave,
came out. It looked really
yeah,
good.
Brave. It's a fantastic game up until the last boss on Brave difficulty, and then it's going to make you pull your hair out. And I promise you guys, I had hair before this podcast. But that game is horrible at the end. And then I played Age of Demons. I've been playing that and enjoying the heck out of that. And lastly, most recently, picked back up Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. I got about 400 missions to go on virtually impossible, which is the last trophy I need for the plat, and extremely frustrating. But I'm going to push through that as well.
You platinumed any of the Metal Gear Solids?
Hmm?
Have you gotten the platinum on any Metal Gear Solid out there?
Yeah. I platinum Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, that one was a tough one.
I've heard.
Yeah, that and so I'm compelled to go through all of them. This one is the second most difficult, and then Peace Walker I believe is the easiest. But I'm trying to get most of them done before the new and improved Metal Gear open world comes out.
You talk about 5?
Yeah, man, very
Okay.
excited about that. That's
Yeah.
another one of those days where I'll be taking off of work.
Nice. What about you, Mike? What have you been up to? What have you been playing? Or is that all? DMZ? Or do you have anything else?
Yeah, that's it, man.
Okay.
Yep.
Beat Lightning Returns this week and about 6 trophies away from the platinum on that. So just kind of taking a little break from the Lightning Returns grind to see if I have it in me to earn those final 6 trophies.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. What else do you have left?
I more than likely am. It's just I want to take a little break because I've got to go back through basically where I'm at now, like the whole game, almost up to the end, or pretty close to it, to get what I need to finish it off, and then I've been doing some Uncharted Golden Abyss on the Vita, just to play that and beat that. And I tried CSI the other day. Well, in between that, I've also been doing a little Minecraft with a buddy of mine, and we're together trying to work on that platinum for that. But I tried CSI the other day, and yeah, to me, it's not worth it. Like, I know it's a quick platinum, but I just thought it was horrific. I got it, and then I got it, played it for about an hour or so yesterday, restilled it up in its GameFly envelope, and it went right back in the mailbox, and I was finished with it.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
So like, my cap is tipped to anyone that has it in them to sit through that for the trophy, but I would rather like spend my time on. This is me personally. I'd rather spend my time on a game that I'll enjoy, that I'll probably never platinum, instead of spend 6 hours on a game just for the platinum that I hate myself a little bit more every 30 seconds I play it.
Okay then.
I feel bad now. It was a rough playthrough, all 6.5 hours. But I remember platinum that game after I platinum Metal Gear Solid 4, because I needed something quick and easy after going through that grind. But yeah, I remember it wasn't easy on the eyes. That's for sure.
So my guy does not like to play bad games for trophies, it seems like.
No.
If it's like a bad comic book based game, I'll play it because it's a comic book based game. There's a reason for me to play it, but not just something that I couldn't care less about. I've never cared for the CSI franchise, in any medium, and I can't even bring myself to care about it to try to get the platinum.
Which one did you play? The Fatal Conspiracy?
Whichever one's on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah. Do you know who made that game?
Yeah, it was Telltale, and it was like, it's
surprising,
like
isn't
they
it?
have come a long way. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have come a long way from that, and it's like, if their games were still like that, I probably would have never touched them. But thank God they've learned learn from it, and you see that.
Yeah. Anything else on your playlist this week?
I know that's been it.
It's been it. Yeah. Started off this week with Rango. After that 1999 mode in Bioshock Infinite, finally finished that. Got the platinum there. Jumped over to Rango. Just wanted something quick, something easy. Very similar to your Brave situation that you had going on. Very good. It's like almost like a Ratchet and Clank clone.
Okay.
Lots of elements that are in Ratchet and Clank are pulled from that for Rango. Pretty enjoyable. It has like a 2 or 3 hour currency grind at the end where you're just replaying levels for no reason at all except to gain what they call sheriff stars. Aside from that, I actually really enjoyed it. It was pretty good. It was humorous, fun gameplay. Had a good time with it. Also, if you guys are interested, if you go to my YouTube channel, I'm doing a giveaway for a copy of Rango. Thought about doing it here, but at the time when I finished it, I made a video for YouTube. So if you guys want a free copy of Rango, head over to my YouTube channel, check that out. More information there. Anyway, also wanted to talk about this last week, but forgot about it. I got into the Elder Scrolls Online beta. Wanted to check that out, see if it was any good, because I am a sucker for a good MMO. Haven't really been able to find anything that holds my interest though, and Elder Scrolls Online is probably the worst of all of them. I was not happy with it. It was
Wow.
There's not a whole lot we could talk about because even though it's the open beta, it's still hidden behind an embargo, which is always a bad sign for betas. Whenever they keep things under wraps and open up the beta, it's never a good sign. That means the game's usually terrible, and that's what it is in this case. Seems like I'm not alone in thinking it's not good. Quite a lot of negative responses have came from this game. Just so many bad things. I like the character, the way your skills and your characters level up. That's part of it's cool, but just it doesn't feel like an MMO, and it doesn't feel like Skyrim at the same time. It's weird. It's
the worst of both worlds.
I guess so. I don't know. I couldn't get into it, so probably not playing that when it comes out on the PS4. I think it's June is when that comes out. It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good to know, man. Good to know.
I wanted to like it. I expected it to be phenomenal. But it just wasn't my cup of tea, I guess. So, still waiting for WildStar. That'll probably cure my MMO itch. That looks like it's going to be great, but we'll see what happens. I've seen nothing but good things about that. Looks like it pulls all the good things from the various MMOs that actually worked and combined it all into one. So, very, very curious to see where that one goes. Anyway, I also started Lego Marvel on the Vita, which something a lot of people wanted me to check out for about a week or so. I've been talking about it. It's completely different than any of the other Lego games. This one is one of its own, one of a kind. Typically, in the more recent Lego games, you have like 15 levels. They're all about 20 to 30 minutes long. It's been the common formula for a while. You have the console version and then the portable version, which is very similar but different in the terms of what the characters can do, how they interact with the levels. This one, way different. Instead of 15 levels, you have 15 chapters divided into 3 levels. Each level is like 2 or 3 minutes long. And there's like challenges you have to do. Each level has 10 challenges. Like one of them is find a mini kit. One of them is rescue a civilian. Beat the level within a certain amount of time. Just things like that. So it's definitely, it makes sense for the Vita. It's one of those games where you pick up and play, but it's if you're looking for your typical Lego experience, it's not really the same thing. It's completely different. It's not bad. I actually like it a lot, but it's not what I was expecting. It's completely different. So seems like a pretty easy platinum, as most Lego games are. This one's probably a little bit harder because some of those challenges are actually kind of challenging. There's one where you have to like beat a level, not kill any enemies, or beat a level in a certain time limit, not kill any enemies, and not take any damage. So some of those challenges could be a little rough.
Not take any damage. That's gotta suck. My, those are the worst.
And this,
But I guess that's why you have a save file. You
Yeah.
can always go back to it.
yeah, and the levels are really short too. So
Okay.
yeah. Also, this one changes the mechanics. Like all the different characters have more than one attack. They all have different skill sets, and you don't have infinite lives this time. If you die, it's over. You have to start the level over. It's very strange to current Lego games, I guess. But it's good. It was on sale for the Valentine's Day flash sale for $19.99, I think is what it was. I think that's what I picked it up for. Aside from that, jumped into Rayman Legends, something I've wanted to play ever since last November. Finally got around to it, picked it up on the PS4. Pretty good. It's like, I think it was you we were talking about this, DMC. You said it was pretty tough. I think that was you who I talked to about it.
Which one is this now?
Rayman Legends.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. I love it.
That's the one I tried to push through it and it just didn't work for me. And I'm gonna live vicariously through you and watch your feed. You're streaming that, aren't you?
Yeah, I started the stream last night. Finished the first world 100%. Worked on a couple of the Origins levels, checked out the challenges, and it's a pretty solid game. I like it a lot, but I really like platformers, so
yeah,
I'm into it. Also started Strider, which is a Metroidvania game developed by, I don't remember off the top of my head who made this one. Double Helix, that's who it is. Same guys behind Killer Instinct, just got bought by Amazon, so it seems like Double Helix has been pretty busy lately. Anyway, Strider, very, very, very good. Really short. If you liked Guacamelee, you'll like Strider. It's like a Metroidvania game. This is the first entry in the series since the past like 15 years. And I guess it hasn't always been a Metroidvania game. I've never heard of the series until this announcement for this game came out, so I've never played any of the other ones. People in the stream have played them in the past, and I guess a lot of elements from the old games carried over into this one, so if you're a fan of the series, you'd probably enjoy this. I thought it was really good. Tons and tons of boss fights. Like every 5 to 10 minutes you're fighting a different boss, so that was pretty cool. The only problem I have with it was, which isn't really a bad thing, but you're a ninja, so you're expecting this fast-paced action game, which is what it is, but it feels like it doesn't fit with a Metroidvania, because all the combat that you're doing you can just as easily skip as you could quickly kill them. So it doesn't really, like in Guacamelee, you ran up to an enemy, you had to hit him quite a few times, then stun him, throw him, and the combat actually lasted more than a couple seconds per enemy. So that's my only quarrel with that, but like I said, it's not really a big deal. I really enjoyed the game. It's also the only ninja game that I've ever played that has zero stealth element at all. Just nothing. I didn't notice that until I finished it. I was like, wait a second. Shouldn't we be able to stealth at some point? But trophy
real
list
fast and cut them down.
Yeah, but that's what you press the attack button and he just goes crazy with his katana. Very, very fast-paced combat. Some of those boss fights are actually really hard too, so that was pretty cool. Not as hard as Guacamelee, but I'm about to start the hard difficulty, and I guess we'll see if it changes. The trophy list, it's all pretty doable. You have to beat the game in under 4 hours, beat the game on normal, beat the game on hard, and get all the collectibles, all like the upgrades for your character, and that's about it. Expected it to be 3 playthroughs because the difficulties don't stack, otherwise I would have just started on hard. But I started my playthrough on normal. My plan was to play through on normal, just casually play it, get a feel for the game, then go back after I beat it on normal, play on easy, do the speed run, and then play on hard, get all the upgrades and collectibles and stuff. Played on normal, beat it in 3 hours and 54 minutes, so I cut it very close to but I was able to knock out the planned easy playthrough that I had. But a very, very good game. If you guys haven't played it and you enjoy Metroidvania, definitely worth your time. Like I said, it's pretty short, but it's very good. So, and from what I've heard,
Awesome.
I guess a lot of people are saying it's actually really hard, but I thought Guacamelee wasn't too challenging either, and that was atrocious for some people. So I guess I'm just really good at this genre. I think I found my niche.
It is your niche, man.
I guess so.
It is your niche, Flip, because I am going to make it through Guacamelee. I think I have about 4 more hours to go, and I'm going to try to platinum it and look at all your YouTube guides. And if I can't do it, then I would officially give you the crown of those quick Twitch platformers, man, because Guacamelee is hard.
Yeah, a couple of the boss fights on hard mode I had trouble with, but for the most part, I just breezed through it. But yeah, that's it. That's it for what I've been playing this week. Like I said, I'm just one playthrough away from my Platinum in Strider. Looking forward to getting that this weekend. Rayman Legends, the trophy list is kind of insane. You have to complete everything in the game, and then there's challenge modes that you have to like beat your friend's score 30 times, which you can either do on a daily challenge or a weekly challenge. But even if it's a daily challenge, it's 30 days where you have to beat your friend's score. So you have to have friends on your friend list that are doing these challenges, and you have to be better than them. So,
so what you're telling me is that I need to play Rayman Legends and suck.
Yeah, if you want to, that would be great. If anybody on my friends list just wants to play Rayman Legends, do awful for 30 days, I'd love it. Because, I don't know, I don't like all these social trophies that Ubisoft keeps adding to their games.
Yeah, Ubisoft is notorious for just making me mad when it comes to that. So this is just I don't know if the egg came before the chicken on this or not, but the sharing is caring trophy from Assassin's Creed Black Flag was just absolutely disgusting, because it required that you either discovered particular items yourself, or your friends discovered it and shared it with you, and it never worked. But
Yeah, well, I think they've gone back and fixed it. We talked about that in last week's show. Matt?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into some news here. Most of this is just all upcoming release dates and stuff, but there's a few stories mixed in that are kind of interesting. So they finally announced a release date for The Evil Within, which is made by the guy who did I think Resident Evil 1 and 2. This is supposed to be like coming back to true survival horror, but that comes out August 26th. So looking forward to that. We also have, what was the next one? Wolfenstein: The New Order comes out May 22nd. So we finally have a release date on that. I completely forgot that game was even coming until I saw the story. Pre-order. If you pre-order the game, you get entry to the Doom 4 beta. So we have Doom 4 coming too. So that's pretty cool. April 1st, Ragnarok Odyssey Ace coming to PS3 and Vita.
Wanted to play that so much on the Vita, and didn't pick it up, but it might have to get picked up on the PS3 now.
Yeah, is this the same game, or is this a sequel?
It's the same game. It's just modified. It's much like the NIS did with Dissidia 3, where they released it on the PS3, then ported it to the Vita with some upgrades and some modifications. This is just the inverse.
Oh, okay. A lot of people in chat are talking about Rayman Origins right now being great. I agree. I liked Rayman Origins a lot. The cool thing about Rayman Legends, if you haven't played it, as you're playing through levels, you get like lucky tickets, which actually use the I guess on the PS3 version you have to use the thumbsticks to scratch these lucky tickets. They're basically lottery tickets, but on the PS3 controller you actually just take the touchpad and you scratch the entire ticket on the right there. Anyway, when you do that, one of the rewards is, I think they call them origin levels. There's like 50 of them, I think, that are pulled directly from Rayman Origins. So if you haven't played Rayman Origins, might as well just pick up Legends, and the majority of the game is in Legends. There's like 5 different worlds. Each one I think has 6 levels.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't really want to play Rayman Origins again since I've already beat it, but so basically this is like 2 games in one for one platinum. We've been talking about platinums that stack, and this one's like the opposite. It's kind of odd. Yeah. Anyway, I always thought Ragnarok Odyssey Ace was a sequel. I don't know. I've heard really good things about it though. Lots of people loved that when it came out.
Yeah. It's I played the demo heavily. It's another one of those action based RPGs. Everybody's trying to, I think, replicate the Monster Hunters formula. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a try on the PS3.
Cool. Let me know how it is. Octodad finally has a targeted release date. Came out on the PC last month or the month prior. I think it was last month. I don't know. I've stayed away from it because I'm very excited for it, but it should be coming out in April. So And Daylight. Have you guys heard about this? Have you heard about Daylight at all?
A little bit.
Okay.
Not much.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but what I do know sounds really cool. It comes out in April. I don't have an exact date, just April. It's written and stars Jessica Chobot, and it's being developed by Atlas. It's a procedurally generated survival horror game. The main character is like a female reporter. I don't remember exactly what she's trying to do, but you play as Jessica Chobot, and you're going through this hospital. Your only source of light is the cell phone that she's carrying. So you're like holding up your phone to see where you're going. One of the cool things that they're integrating with this is if you live stream the game and you're playing it on Twitch, there's a certain list of commands that they'll be implementing that the Atlas is not telling anybody what they are. But they gave one example. If you type the word meow in chat, some creepy cat will just start meowing in the background in your game. And there's supposed to be like this huge expansive list of different things that people watching your stream can just freak the crap out of you while you're playing.
Run.
Yeah, sounds pretty cool. So
I don't
excited
want
to
creepy
live stream
cats
that.
telling me meow.
Yeah. They did something similar with that this week. I think it started this week. It's on Twitch right now. I think they call Twitch Plays Pokemon. There's like every time I look at this channel, there's like 70,000 people on there. It's just like Pokemon for the Game Boy Advance, and nobody's actually playing it. The people who are playing it are the viewers. You type the letter A, and it's like pressing A on the Game Boy, up, down, left, right, and it's like 70,000 people all trying to control Ash as he goes through. And sometimes I've watched it and they actually make progress, but most of the time it's just chaos. So it's very hard to watch. But it seems like a cool idea, so I'd like to see more of this. It's nice that Daylight's going to take advantage of that, so it's pretty cool that this has been happening lately. You've been kind of quiet, Mike. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
The New York City Toy Fair was last week or the week before. I don't know. We've got a few announcements that came from that. Transformers: Rise of the Dark Spark confirmed for 2014. I know you're excited about that one. You want to talk about that for a minute? I don't know anything about it except the confirmation.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna, based off the trailers, it's gonna try to merge the last two games, War for Cybertron and Fall for Cybertron, and kind of the movie universe kind of together, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense because the first two games were supposed to be kind of canon for the Transformers Prime animated series. So it's a little weird, but it's a Transformers game. Activision already has my $60 on it. They know it. And so I'm looking forward to it coming out. And, you know, the New York City Toy Fair is one of the one of the 3 events a year that I look forward to because of all the news that's coming out.
Do you know anything specific about it?
It's gonna have basically from all that they've released is that you're gonna have the option to play as an Autobot or Decepticon, save the world or destroy it. It's gonna keep the same, I guess, multiplayer mode they've been using in the prior 2 games, where it's more like a horde style. So there hasn't been really too much gone on about it. I believe one of the things I saw is that June is when it's scheduled, sometime in June, so it'd put it to coincide with the next movie to be released.
Oh, okay, cool. So, I haven't played any of the Transformers games. I've always wanted to. I played the demo of the most recent one and actually really liked that. I liked how every level you played is a different Transformer. I thought that was pretty cool. Lots of variety there. I liked it.
Both War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron are very good. Are probably some of the best. Going back over all the Transformers games released, they're probably the 2 best ever released. And even I'd have to say the Dark of the Moon game based off the Transformers movies was actually a very solid outing. that they had for.
Cool. One other big piece of news. Whoever's typing is very loud. But anyway, one other piece of news from the Toy Fair was the Skylanders. They didn't do an official game announcement, but they said it was going to be game changing, whatever it is. It's going back to the original developer, Toys for Bob, who did the first two. And that's about it. Aside from that, we also got an announcement about new Easter themed Skylanders, which I'm not a fan of. They're all like bright and colorful now, but those should be coming out in the next month or two. They look ridiculous. So yeah. I was hoping every year that Skylanders has been a thing, that's where they always announce the games at the Toy Fair. So I always look forward to it every year. I don't care about anything else except Skylanders from this, and I didn't get any information, so I was disappointed. Okay, PS4 finally passed up 5 million sales. I think Xbox One is at 3.2, is what I heard last.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
PS4 passes 5 million. Actually, it launches in Japan on the 22nd, so we've got 2 days, and then that number's just going to skyrocket. So
4 or 500,000, I think, is the number that they're going to hit. Just pretty impressive for Japanese.
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see how well it's going to impact the sales figures. I think it'll go above 1 million from Japan alone. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, if they hit 1 million, in Japan, that would be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Wow.
PS4's actually they've got they know what they're doing. They've got a pretty interesting strategy. They have a huge from what I hear, this is just rumors, but from what I hear, they have a huge shipment of PS4s ready to go that are dropping March 18th. The same day as Titanfall. So they're winning by a long shot, and they're still fighting the game. So I find that kind of humorous. From what I heard about Microsoft, they're in a pretty bad shape. They're kind of relying on Titanfall, which has gotten mixed reviews. To me, it just looks like Call of Duty with mechs. There's a few added elements in it, but that's basically what it looks like. I thought it was just mech-to-mech combat. I thought that's all you were. I didn't know you actually played as a pilot and ran around and shot. I watched quite a lot of beta footage. Haven't actually played it myself. Just haven't really had the time to get into it, but I think it's in open beta for another couple days. I don't remember exactly when they planned on stopping. I know they extended it. I think it's over, but I don't know for sure. But I guess Microsoft is relying on this game to be phenomenal. And from the rumors again, all these rumors are coming from some guy on some website. I don't remember where, but I guess everything this guy's predicted lately has all been true. So I guess he has some credibility here. If Titanfall does really well, the Xbox One stays at its normal price point, exactly the same as it is now. If Titanfall does not do well, it's dropping the Kinect, and it'll be a $399 SKU.
The real question is Titanfall going to push the sales? And
I don't think it is.
I think the needle will move, but not to the degree that Microsoft hopes they will. It will, and at the end of the day, it's inevitable that the prices are going to drop. The one market that they had to have was America, and they're losing in America, and that's problematic. And so we'll see something dramatic happen pretty soon, I believe.
Yeah. KOD's talking about Titanfall beta in the chat, saying it's revolutionary. It was fun, but not revolutionary, game-changing, I think it'd be fun to jump in, play a couple matches, but it's not something that will hold my attention very long. But once again, I'm not really into the first-person shooters. I don't like Call of Duty. I don't like Battlefield. I like my Metrovania games. I like my platformers. So it's not my cup of tea, but there are people who just constantly play Call of Duty, and I think it probably is going to appeal to them quite a bit. I don't think it's going to push Microsoft's Xbox One numbers very much. I don't think it's a system seller. I don't think they should be relying on a multi-platform game to be a system seller, because it comes out on the PC on the same day and then comes out on the 360 the next week. And I know the only reason it comes out the next week on the 360 is because they want people to buy Xbox One or buy an Xbox One for it. That's the only reason. Because the graphics probably look exactly the same. Because from what I hear, from what I've understood, it's not anything spectacular on the Xbox One graphically.
Right.
It's
Right.
like
Now, I've
720
heard the
with
same
30
thing.
frames.
Yeah, I've heard the same exact thing. And but at the end of the day, though, it's at some point Microsoft has to get return on investment to consider how much money. And I know the rumor is out there, and it ranges anywhere between 150 to 200 million dollars for the exclusive tie-in. But I agree with you. They held it back for a week to make sure that folks who are eagerly anticipating it buy the Xbox One, but they have to make their money back. And so
Hmm.
yeah, it's not going to move the needle. If no one has bought the Xbox One already, they're not going to buy it for Titanfall, not in tremendous volumes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting too. But I guess they're expecting this to be their heavy hitter. Something.
I don't know. Oh,
Go ahead. Sorry, I was changing the
um,
subject. So go ahead.
oh, just like Titanfall. It's there. I've heard a lot of people just like you know, gamers like ourselves that are excited for it, that prefer that that enjoy those shooters. Like if you are on the fence for it or don't care one way or another, and I think we're kind of in that camp there where we could care less about the online shooters per se, or are kind of on the fence. That doesn't motivate our playing. But for a lot of people that are big into the Call of Duty, the Battlefields, that buy those every year, this is something new, something exciting for them, and they're going to get in and enjoy. Because I've heard, you know, from people that have played on the beta, they absolutely love it, and people are wanting beta codes. We're begging for beta codes before it opened up for everybody, and people that were just like, hey, it's no big deal, to me, but it's like I think it is going to be this mover for them because I don't think it's going to be the big mover that they want it to be, but I wouldn't be surprised if the month of March Xbox One outsells PS4 in the US only because of Titanfall. That people want to get on it and play it.
Hmm.
Like if it outsells it, it's not going to surprise me, or if it's really close, it's but the but I think there is a lot of interest in it. It's just it's targeted to the audience and on the system that it's probably realistically going to be the most successful.
Yeah.
And it's and I think kind of like what you guys have said, like the Xbox One isn't really, it's sold well out of the gate. It's losing steam here, and I think there's going to be an assessment on Microsoft's part after Titanfall, whether it's good or bad. We could see a new owner of the Xbox brand. You don't know at the moment, but there's a lot of things going on out there concerning the Xbox brand itself.
I'm very curious to see what's going to sell better, either Titanfall or Infamous. Unfortunately, we'll probably never know because it seems like Microsoft is just combining 360 sales with Xbox One sales, so they're not gonna tell us specifically. But I would like to know which game is actually going to sell.
Well, Microsoft will tell you that 8 million copies of Titanfall have been sold to retail,
And 6
but
million
not how
will be
many.
on PC.
Yeah, and not how many have been actually sold through retail. Kind of like they did, So it's disguising the numbers so they don't look as bad. And unfortunately, Sony's had to do it with the Vita, but you you hope. Like obviously, I'm more pro PlayStation than anything else, so I'm hoping for another dominating month by the PlayStation. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Xbox One gets 1 month of victory under its belt.
Well, here's the kicker, guys. I hope Microsoft pulls through. I do enjoy Sony's dominance because I think they bring so much more diversity, and quite frankly, I hate the corporate jargon. I'm in corporate in in my daytime, and Microsoft brings that to the gaming element. It sucks. I like honesty. I know it's a business, and Sony plays the role much more genuine than Microsoft. So
Well, they
they
were
need
doing
to
this
stay in the
last gen.
market.
They were doing the exact same thing last gen, though. When they were hurting
Yeah,
for
there
numbers,
was
they were
very.
combining stuff all the time too.
No, you're very true. It's very right. It's they were. Um, I guess my point is that we need Microsoft to exist to maintain a healthy competitive form for our gaming pleasure, and I think we have the PS4 today because of the 360, and and you know the 360 the three Xbox One's going to be around whether it's owned by Microsoft or Amazon picks it up, but we're going to have it, and I hope they pull through. But I do like Sony's dominance right now. I think it helps us all from a gaming perspective.
Yeah.
Well, like kind of like what was like brought up in the chat is about the comparison, the frame rate, and the graphic resolution, and I've seen those conversations just blow up and get a little toxic. But like I think the general consensus with a lot of people when it comes to that is, here's this $500 console Microsoft pushed out there. The only conceivable reason why they're asking $500 for it that most people feel is because of the package didn't connect, that the requirement of it isn't there anymore that it was in the beginning. And you're seeing this console that you have a piece of hardware you don't want, and it's not pushing the boundaries and pushing to the limit of what the PS4 can do. When you see these videos of 1080p 60 frames per second on the PS4, or you see the resolution frame rates on the PS4 comparison charts, Xbox One is less. Even if a game is only running at 900p 900 resolution on the PS4, it's still less on the Xbox One, and I think that's a big turnoff that people that's getting a lot of people like right now because they're seeing this. Here's this next gen console that can't do 1080p and 60 frames per second on a regular basis, and a lot of developers are coming out saying, "Hey, this is kind of already more close to being maxed out than the PlayStation 4 is this early in the lifespan."
Yeah.
So,
Do you know what's beautiful though? And this is piggybacking off your point, Mike. What's beautiful, and I want to hear you guys' opinion about this, is that I was definitely afraid that in with this gen, with Xbox One being less superior from a graphical output perspective, that they were going to dumb down the games and marginalize the PS4's power to create parity, and it hasn't happened. Matter of fact, what we're seeing, to your point, my guy, is that PS4 games are being presented in such a way that they're putting the best possible output on each console. I think that's absolutely wonderful.
Well, the PS4 is also
And I
almost
just
twice as
never thought it was
powerful.
going to happen. Yeah, yeah, but you know what? Who would have thunk that they were going to actually write code to the bandwidth of the console?
Yeah.
I would have never thought it. I don't know. Maybe I was just being a little pessimistic, but very surprised, man. Every single multi-plat game that comes out is performing better, and
Apparently, the PS4 is easier to develop for, from what I keep hearing.
yes,
Everything's
yes,
being
yep,
developed on the PS4 and then being ported to the Xbox One, which is the opposite of what was going on last generation.
yep. That
yeah,
power of the cell was the death knell for PS3, wasn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, anything else to talk about this PS4 Xbox One controversy? I think we've said all there is to
Yeah.
say. Okay.
we've covered everything in a nutshell.
There's more than a nutshell, but yes. When we were talking about the PS4 getting launched in Japan, I forgot to mention that we also have a collector's edition PS4 coming out on the 18th of March. Ties in with Metal Gear's The Hollow Ground Zeroes. The only thing that looks different is there's the Fox logo on the PS4 on the glossy side. So, and that's actually the part that comes off. So I'm curious to see going forward if they'll just sell like little inserts for your PS4 where you can snap off your gloss portion and replace it with this, I think that would be pretty cool. I'd like to see that
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
Because basically, you could probably find somebody on eBay or Amazon who's just selling that portion of it and make your console a limited edition.
Well, absolutely. There's so many stuff out there. And I know most of you guys, and there was this, when the PS4 before it was released, everyone was complaining that the light coming from the controller was going to somehow be distracting. And yet there are stickers now where you can put over that light and it would spell out or illuminate just the word Sony or the PlayStation symbol. Yeah, there's tons of mods out there already.
Yeah. We also got some information about the Order 1886. There's a new trailer that got released. Apparently, I'm the only person in the world who had no idea that werewolves were into this game. Had no idea that was a thing. I don't know what I thought the game was. I was actually still excited about it without the werewolves. So I saw that and it was changed the game for me completely. So I'm even more excited about it than I was previously. But we don't have very much information about that game. But there was a new trailer that piqued my interest at least.
Incredibly hype, was incredibly cinematic, and I know there's some cute QuickTime events in the trailer, but very beautiful. It just struck me how fluid and beautiful and high res the textures were in the trailer, and so yeah, that it did its job, man. I'm super hyped.
Yeah, it looks good.
Well, the thing with the Order is that's going to be really nice to see about it is that like any of the cinematics, that's the same in-game look of it. There's a complete, there's no change as far as the detail and, how the graphics look as far as that goes. And it's, just from kind of the impressions that I've read from some of the journalists that were at the event, they said there was like some issues that, they already at dawn acknowledged, and it was mostly just, and it sounded like a lot of it was just fine tuning, and they said in the next 8 to 10 months or so before it's released that those things they're planning on getting them ironed out. So I'm a little worried about some of those things, but I think Sony gives the studios enough leeway and time to pull out to make the best product possible, I feel, and I think they've got plenty of time to iron out any of the things that were noted, and it didn't sound like it was anything too big.
Yeah. Next up on our news list, Irrational Games has some strange news coming from them. Apparently, they downsized their company to about 15 people. Ken Levine says he wants to focus more on downloadable titles. They're not working on BioShock anymore. They actually gave the license to 2K. So if we ever see any more BioShock, it's not coming from Ken Levine. That happened, I think, a couple days ago. So it's a shame to see so many people get laid off just out of the blue like that after how well BioShock Infinite did. But
what was it? 4 to 5 million copies, right? It sold.
I don't know. Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's the number that I've heard. Yeah, and so in today's modern gaming
That means a sequel.
world, that means a sequel. You darn right, that means a sequel, and it means a higher budget for production. So I guess that's not what it means. Yeah. So we'll see.
I don't know.
It's really funny. These visionaries, and he is a visionary. They have these ideas and they're grandiose in scope, and they get implemented, and you just want to make sure that he lands in a form that still allows him to create in a meaningful way. Because to be honest with you, I'm not an iOS player. I'm never going to pick up this game on the on my iPhone or my Android device. It has to present itself on the Vita
downloadable doesn't necessarily
or
mean
console
iOS,
for me to play. So I hope he lands well.
He didn't say mobile. He said downloadable.
So
that could just be PSN.
You are
games.
correct. You are absolutely correct. Yep.
That's what I originally thought too when I read that, but then I realized that he didn't say mobile.
He did not say mobile. We'll see. I just when I hear that, it's always small in scope, and that doesn't mean necessarily bad. Most of the games that actually came out that are extremely enjoyable are, in fact, you're right, downloadable games, and I've purchased and played my my share, except for Guacamelee. So yeah, so my fingers are crossed, man. I'm really interested in great ideas and great experiences. I haven't played BioShock Infinite yet, so yeah, hope he lands.
Mm-hmm. Also, some downloadable title news. If you pre-order Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 on the PSN this week, you get Mirror of Fate for free, which is the 3DS game that got ported over to PSN recently. Apparently it's really bad. But there's a lot of story there to bridge the gap between Lords of Shadow 1 and Lords of Shadow 2. So I haven't played it yet. I'm going to play it as we get closer to the release of Lords of Shadow 2. So, speaking of, on that note, one sec. Next week we'll be doing a giveaway for Castlevania Lords of Shadow 1 and Lords of Shadow 2. That'll be on next week's show. So if you guys are looking forward to Castlevania, assuming I can complete it, but we'll give it away like a bundle to somebody.
Man. Folks can get their vampirism on. I never beat Lord of Shadow 1, and I beat that. I heard it was awesome.
It's pretty good. I liked it a lot. I'm going to be replaying that again here very soon too, in the next day or two. We also had the Last of Us documentary, Grounded, which was only available for season pass holders. It's now free on Amazon. I think you have to have an Amazon Prime account, I think. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's right. But it's a free download. I hear it's really good. It's about an hour and a half long. I haven't watched it. I want to watch it. I've had it forever since I have the season pass.
It's a fantastic documentary. And it just made my appreciation for The Last of Us so much more. And I don't have Amazon Prime, but I was able to get the documentary for free.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But it's definitely worth the watch.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. The last piece of news: Lightning Returns has some, I guess, community-based challenges that they announced. There'll be 4 bi-weekly challenges. The first one's actually going on right now, and I think ends next week. These are all costume related. I feel like this game doesn't really fit for this type of challenge, because it's not like a online multiplayer game where you're constantly playing with your friends. You play it. Maybe you'll play it twice if you're into the trophies, but you're in and you're out. You're not going to sit around and be like, hey, I got to hang out for 4 months and get these extra costumes that I'm not going to use because I already beat the game. But anyway, 100. If the community as a whole makes or posts 100,000 Outer World posts, which are basically like Facebook posts and Twitter posts that you can do while you're in the game, they'll give you the Helter Skelter costume for Lightning, which they have no details on at all what that means. That sounds very sadistic, kind of creepy, but we'll see what that means. But yeah, I thought that was kind of strange.
Well, and there was some. So if we have some time later on the show, there was a couple of questions early in the chat stream about Final Fantasy Lightning Returns, and of course I've beat it. I platinumed all 3 of the games. I'll be happy to talk about that later on. But yeah, to your point, Flip, once you beat that game, every social aspect of it, as you play through it, is completely and utterly useless.
Right. That's
because
what I thought when I
no one
started.
puts anything out there that you're willing to get. I mean, there's a couple of things that you absolutely want. You want turtle ethers. You also want a particular elixir, but you'll never find them. And it's the most frustrating thing in the world to connect with the users. It takes about 15 seconds for the system to pull back the items that they have to sell. You get to see what it is. It sucks, and then you get out of it. And you do that about 25, 30 times. You wasted half your life away. Yeah. So yeah, it's a useless function as far as I'm concerned.
Plus, when I play an RPG, I'm not looking for social aspects. I just want to experience the game. That's
it. You want to get lost and immersed in the world, right. and that's all you want. And anything that breaks it just makes you want to throw up. So, that's one of my little pet peeves of Lightning Returns that I could care less with. And I hope that Square Enix gets that memo. And the next version, they completely remove any aspect of that.
Yeah. And the last bit of news, we've got the Rockstar game sales going on right now. Most of this is actually pretty decently priced, but we wanted to showcase that for just a second, go over this if you guys somehow missed it. It's live right now on the PlayStation Network, but pretty good sales going on. Red Dead Redemption $7.49, the DLC Undead Nightmare $4.99, or you could buy the bundle for $9.99. My controller does not want to turn on right now, so I can't scroll down. There it goes. Red Dead Revolver, which is the old game. It was PS2 and Xbox, the original Xbox. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah. Which I heard
Yep.
there's rumors that Red Dead Revolution is coming out very soon for next gen. So that sounds pretty cool. I thought these season passes were pretty well priced. $2.99 for LA Noire and $3.49 for the season pass for Max Payne 3.
Yeah, yeah, it's just so good. The deal's so good, and it makes me feel like this is the first. Well, Sony's done this a couple times where you actually feel like you're on Steam, and you're just buying crap that you're never going to play because it's $3.99.
Yeah.
You know, Max Payne, for example, great freaking game. One of the worst platinums ever because of New York Minute. But you know what? It makes me freaking want to buy it again, even though I have no desire to play it.
Yeah. I've heard really good things about Bully. That's only $2.49. So is Manhunt. The original Max
Yeah.
Payne, which is very, very hard to play because it does not hold up very well, is $2.49. Max Payne 3 is actually only $4.99, which is something I wanted to go back and play because I never finished it. So
Of course, Manhunt, one of those other games that I think I'm never going to play. Such a wimp. But I can't imagine that's a scary one.
I've never heard of it. So I don't know what that one is. But that is all the news. We got through that. And we can talk about our trophy stats. Found a better way to present it. Still not perfect, but a better way to present it than we did last week. So we'll go over that real fast. Start with Mike Guy. Last week, about this time, sitting at level 16, 96%, 13 platinums, 426 silvers, 91 golds. How much progress did you make? Feel good about it? You're not saying anything.
Oh, I'm up to. I just broke level 17, and I think I'm like 3 or 4% on level 17 at the moment.
Yeah. I forgot to crop these images, so ignore like my cell phone UI. So next week I'll get rid of that. So anyway, you finally leveled up though. That's pretty good. That's always exciting to do. And DMC, level 21, 69%, 58 platinums, 237 golds, 3,802 trophies. Getting close to that 4K. Did you make it? Wow, you actually got 77 trophies. That's actually really. Maybe next week you'll hit that 4K.
It, yeah, it was a good week. I crushed, spent all my time primarily on Lightning Returns. Um, Immediately following that, I jumped on Brave and had the most up and down day of my life with that game.
I
Um,
want to play that. Did you buy it?
I did buy it. It was 19.99, brand new.
It's not a bad price.
I didn't realize I was going to beat it so quick, right? So that went right back 2 days later to get something else. But no, very easy game, very well presented, even on Brave, until the very, very last boss where you have to go through 4 different challenges. For all those who want to get this plat, it's about a 10-hour playthrough on Brave. Everything is easy as peasy. The last boss, you fight against a fire-breathing boar where it leaves a trail of lava, and every time you step on the lava, you instantly die. It's very, very cheap, and the only way to get past it is to hug the edge of the actual circular map that you're standing on, and by doing that, the boar has to run in a straight line, so he's never going to cross you. And after you die about 15 times, you'll luckily get through it.
It's a twin stick
But
shooter, right?
I'm sorry, say that again.
It's a twin stick shooter, right?
It is. It is. Yep, for the bow. So it's a
Yeah.
combination of both. Obviously, and I played probably 90% of the time with the bow because it's so easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? So once I went from extreme joy to extreme frustration. Probably haven't raged quit anything in a long time, and I was darn close for that one. But again, if you can push through it, highly recommend it.
Yeah, I definitely want to check it out. And then there's me. Level 21, 77%, through 3,700 trophies, 49 platinums, I was going for 4 platinums this week. I thought I'd finish Strider, this Lego game on the Vita. Wanted to put some time in Rayman Legends. I didn't do it, though. I spread myself too thin. I got one of those platinums out of the way. 99 trophies, actually. Beat you. How many did you have? Like 77, I think? 72. 77. Somehow I got 99 out of that. I leveled up as well.
Level 22.
We should have some sort of like in-house competition between the 3 of us each week. Have some point system attached. I don't know. We'll figure something out. There's got
That's
to be
good stuff, man.
There's got to be something exciting we could do to make this more entertaining. But I had no idea I had 99 trophies this week.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. But look at you. You got level 22 and already 6% in. And you know, I always, when people ask about trophies, specifically folks who come across or come from the Xbox achievement environment, I always say the only thing I can compare it to is an old school JRPG. The higher you get in level, the longer it takes you to get to the next level.
Until level 12.
I'm more impressed by your 6% into level 22 than anything else.
Well, once you hit level 12, the percentages are the same from level to level. It's always 8,000
Is that
points.
right?
Yeah. Like I think
Oh,
level
man, I didn't know that. I thought they adjusted it. Wow.
level 1
I've been living in this false dichotomy this whole entire time.
I could probably display the stats and the requirements and stuff in the middle here to kill this dead space, make it look a little more appealing. But we can go over it for a second if you want. I think level 1 takes like 200 experience points. A bronze trophy is 15 points. Silver is 30. Gold is 90, I think. I'm pretty sure it's 90. And then platinum is 180. And then as you level up, that point value gets higher each level up until level 12. And then from 12 on, it's 8,000 points for every level. So that's how that
That's good
works.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know.
All right, so pretty much wraps up our show. We got upcoming releases, things to get excited for next week. Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, that's what I'll be playing. Thief, that's what DMC's all about. Tales of Symphonia.
So excited about that.
Mike, I will be playing that constantly. I'm very, very curious to see how that turns out. Rambo on February 21st in Europe. I have no idea if that's going to be a good game or a bad game, but I guess
I'm
personally will find
100% positive it's going to be great. Have no fear, Flip.
I think you're being sarcastic.
I just can't wait to come up out of the swamp with my red bandana and my machine gun and take out all the bad guys. I'm not buying that game, and if it's the worst thing in all creation, it's going to get an 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Okay. Also, Basement Crawl comes out on the PS4, which is like a Bomberman clone that I was excited about until I found out it was a Bomberman clone because the trailers made it look otherwise. I think that's $9.99 is how much that'll be. It'll be a PSN game. And Magus, I think, is $14.99. It's a PS3 game. Sounds interesting. I don't know what style of game it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be a lot like Darksiders, just from the description and the way things are being talked about. But I'm looking forward to Magus, too. I think I'm going to start with Castlevania, then play Thief, then Magus, and if I have any more time, then I'll play Tales of Symphonia, which I probably won't have time to get to, but I want to. I'm glad Basement Crawl comes out this week, because that means that it's not coming out in March, so that won't be the free game that comes out for PlayStation Plus on the PS4. So that means we get something else for free, because I really didn't want to play Basement Crawl.
Kind of spooky, man. Outlast made me want to stay away from spooky games for the next 2 months, so I'll be recovered sometime in May, and I'll probably play. No, can't do it.
Yeah. That wraps up episode 5 of the Trophy Chasers podcast, and I think we have a caller. I'm not sure. I'm going to answer this and we're going to see what happens.
To accept, press 1.
It is. Okay. How's it going? How are you doing? Hello? Good. Welcome to the Trophy Chasers podcast. First trophy hotline caller of the day.
Okay.
Just in time too. That was like perfect timing. You couldn't have been better.
Oh, okay.
Do you have anything you want to talk about?
I actually do want to talk about the Kingdom Hearts game.
Okay. The 3 or the 1.5 remix?
Actually, the newest one that I think that came out or that's coming out.
Ah, 3.
3's been announced, but I think the next one that comes out is the Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS3. But I don't know which one you're talking about.
That's what he's talking about. The one that's coming
I don't know
out.
what I'm talking about right now because I know the newest one that's coming out.
The one that's on the PS4 and Xbox One?
Yes.
Okay, so you're talking about Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it. I don't know much about it.
Oh,
guess
well,
the stream is a little
I know Mike.
I just noticed that my card just came in out.
Oh, okay. Well, I played 1 and 2. Mike, you might have some more information about that. 3.
We're still here.
Can you hear us? Yeah. 3
Oh, I probably need
looks
some.
to follow the same format. I don't know much about the storyline. You know, Square is very secretive about their games, specifically when they're hyping up something else. And so very much in the same breath that we didn't hear anything about Final Fantasy 15 while Lightning Returns was in release, I don't think we're going to start hearing real news about Kingdom Hearts 3 until the next few weeks. So expect that news to start ramping up in the month of May.
Well,
I don't know if you're able to hear all of what he just said. I forgot that I had headphones in and you weren't able to hear what he was talking about until about halfway through. But he said that he's expecting the game to come out in May.
Basically, what I want to know about it, like, I haven't really played the Kingdom Hearts storyline,
Mm-hmm.
and this one actually looks really good. And I know you guys are trophy hunters. I want to actually know what you guys think about the game, like basics of the game.
Yeah. It's a pretty straightforward RPG. It's more... It's not turn-based. It's more like an action RPG. Right now, you can pick up what they call... I think it's Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix, which gives you the original Kingdom Hearts game and like 2 of the 3DS games. And 2 platinums, and then like one of the games is just like the cutscenes, which you could probably skip the other 2, but just play Kingdom Hearts and get a pretty good feel for it. The gameplay doesn't look like it's changing too much, but it's a very fun game. If you like Final Fantasy, it's Final Fantasy meets Disney. It's fun. It sounds like it'd be cheesy, but they actually pull it off really well, and it has a really, really big fan base. So it's a great game.
And
Okay, can I say something to Mike Guy real fast?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike Guy,
yeah,
what's up, man?
what's going on?
I understand you've been doing the Minecraft trophies, man.
We'll get to working on that, man.
I told you I'll be watching.
Yeah, the Minecraft Platinum is actually pretty tough. It's very time consuming.
Yes, it is. Me and my guy plays for a while, just trying to get dogs as our pets, man, to get that trophy.
Yeah. Which one?
Minecraft PlayStation 3 edition.
What trophy were you going for?
When you befriend 5 dogs.
Oh, yeah. That one took some time yeah. Finding those bones was frustrating. I think the hardest one for me was getting the pig in the saddle, and also the long railway. I didn't like that one.
Yeah, that's actually the one we were working on the other day, and then also we're working on shooting the skeleton from 50 feet.
Oh, yeah, that one is luck. Yeah.
Well, this is my first time watching this, and this is actually very interesting. I like how you guys talk about the different games and all these trophies.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you liked it. Thank you for checking it out. Hopefully you continue to watch the show. We're doing it every Thursday, so.
Okay, I'll make sure I'll be a part of it.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you. Thanks for calling in.
Welcome. See ya.
I didn't have to ask for a caller that time. That was kind of cool. It was just right on cue. I was just about to bring it up, and then the phone starts ringing. Yeah, we do have a giveaway that I wanted to do. We got a $20 PSN card. We're gonna change things up a little bit though. Instead of giving it to a random caller, we'll give it to a random person who's viewing the stream, assuming we get calls. So if we get, I don't know, 2 more calls, we'll give it away. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So if we get 2 more calls, open gaming talk, whatever you guys want. We got $20 on the line. We'll just give it away to a random viewer. Took you a week to get the Minecraft Platinum. That's about what it took for me too. I'd never played the game before though, so that was coming in completely blind. Had no idea. The people in my live stream were actually guiding me along the way. It was kind of cool.
That's that's good. I always go back to that South Park episode when the older adults said, "Well, how do you win the game?" And the little kid said, "There's no winning and losing. You just play. You just got D-play," or something like that. It was hilarious. So while we have some downtime,
you build, destroy, and build again.
Yeah, there you go. So
well, there is a boss in this one.
Question.
There's like a final. There is like a final boss, which I had no idea. It's called like the Ender Dragon. You have to like build some portal with these Ender eyes you have to find, and then you need like 12 of them, and they're pretty hard to get. Once you get all 12, you have to find the portal, which is random somewhere in the world, so it's pretty hard to find. And then you go in this little portal, and you have this pretty epic boss fight where you fight this giant dragon. You have to like climb towers to be able to hit him, and it took us a few tries.
You beat him, and then you get as my daughter told me, you get this wall of words. That's gross. I don't know if that translated over into the console release, but that's what happened when you beat him in the PC.
Welcome to the Trophy Chasers Hotline. How's it going?
Good. It's me again.
Who's me again?
Joseph. I called for the Final Fantasy game.
Oh.
So, about that PSN card, man.
That's one way to do it.
Well, we'll be giving it away on in the stream. We're trying to get like a variety of callers. I don't know. I'll go ahead and yeah.
One winner per month. Oh boy. So let me just say this. Earlier in the chat, there was some discussions about which Final Fantasy 13 was the best, and that Final Fantasy Lightning Returns was even worth playing. So let me just say that Final Fantasy Lightning Return is worth playing if you played the first 2. The combat mechanics, to me personally, is probably one of the best in action RPGs. Absolutely phenomenal. The story is about as convoluted as a bowl of junky spaghetti, and it doesn't necessarily tie in with the previous 2. I thought the story was much tighter in the first. But like all the Final Fantasy games, they're primarily grindy. They're generally easy plats, but they will take anywhere between 60 to 100 hours to plat. So with that in mind, if you're a fan, highly recommend it.
Yeah. It takes a while to get used to the time management thing, but other than that, I thought it was pretty good. I really like the combat. I just don't like the time management aspect of it. So.
Oh, yeah. Disgusted. The first 3 hours of the game, I didn't enjoy myself at all. Stressed out completely. Wanted to get rid of it. And until I got enough EP where I can just stop time and complete everything, and only then did my game become fun. So right after the 4th day or so, I had all of my major missions done. Really enjoyed the game for the remaining. But yeah, don't get daunted by the time management. Use your EP like you have a bucket full of them and have fun.
Yeah. I will roll these dice and do this PSN giveaway if we can get one more person to call in. Someone different this time. But I will roll these dice and the winner will be chosen. Like I said, next week we're doing the Castlevania bundle. So if you're interested in Lords of Shadow, if you haven't played the series, we're giving away Castlevania Lords of Shadow 1 and 2. So, yeah. Basically, anybody who's ever said anything in chat is already entered. So just gotta click the dice, but I need that phone to ring in order to click it. Oh, there's Cheeks. How's it going? Way to sneak in at the end.
All right, so
Still working on Need for Speed Rivals. Cop rank 50. Yeah, I need to get back to that too. I liked what I played of it.
all right, so awesome. So you heard it, Cody. Did you hear my little rant and recommendation for Lightning Returns, or were you still on the podcast listening? And so Cody was the one who asked the question earlier with respect to Final Fantasy Lightning Returns. And if you're just joining us again, my answer was yes, I do recommend it. I thought it was the weaker of the 3 series, but absolutely worth playing.
I'd personally rank Lightning Returns as my second favorite out of those 3, with 2 being my favorite and 13 being my least favorite. But I've enjoyed.
There it is.
I've enjoyed all 3 of them.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Welcome to the Trophy Chasers Hotline. How's it going? Who are we talking to?
What's up, it's Cheeks.
How's it going, Cheeks? Welcome back.
Sorry, I missed you guys' podcast, man. You didn't notice what time it was.
Whoops. Sorry, what was that?
I said, I'm sorry, I missed you guys' your podcast. I didn't see what time it was.
Oh, yeah. We had to start a little bit late, actually, this week. We ran into some technical difficulties, but like I said, I'll get the entire episode up on YouTube here tonight, so you can check it out then.
Alright. I want to call. Have you guys played Tokaden for the Vita?
DMC loves that game.
We got another fan out there, Cheeks. I'm glad to hear it, man. What's your question?
What's that?
He's asking what your question about Tokaden was.
I just want to call to see if you guys play.
Oh.
And I love the game.
Yeah. What weapon are you using?
I'm liking the knives. I just happen to start liking them.
Yeah.
The knives has the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I tried all the weapons, but the knives happen to be my favorite.
Yeah, so here's the kicker, man. I started with the bow, and I stuck with the bow for the promise that it's going to be extremely OP by the end of the game.
That's what I thought too.
It is a bear to mess with, and as you already know, if you tried all of them, one of the bow is probably next to the ball and sickle is probably one of the more inconvenient weapons to deal with. But you know what? The music is wonderful. The dialogue is wonderful. What a great handy game, man. And I spend probably 2 hours before going to bed playing it. So thoroughly enjoying it, man. I'm really glad to hear that we got other fans of it out there.
Yeah.
Did you play Soul Sacrifice?
Absolutely. What's that?
Did you ever try Soul Sacrifice?
I started playing that this week too. I got a bigger memory card for my Vita, so I was able to download it. I like Soul Sacrifice too. It's
Yeah.
unique.
They're both,
Also,
from what I played, they're both really similar.
yeah, in a lot of ways, they have a Monster Hunter, you have to grind to grab resources.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Cool.
Both good games to check out for anybody.
Cool. Well, thanks for calling. Glad you're enjoying Tokaden.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having this podcast.
Thanks for listening.
Talk to you guys.
We got the elite race out here on the chat asking about PC games, so that's always wonderful. And the question of whether or not we played Days, and the answer to that question
Daisy?
is no, I have not. Flip, have you had a chance to play that game?
It's basically a survival game where it's like Don't Starve with better graphics, but it's zombies is the enemy there. There's not really a point to it. It's similar to Minecraft in that regard, but it's pretty popular. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I'm between all the I've been heavily on The Walking Dead, and I'm about sick of zombies at this point. So I don't know if I'm going to pick up Days.
Assassin Mafia, not following. You gotta hit that follow button. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. You're interested in the PSN giveaway that we were talking about? If you are, just say something and let me know. My PS3 is collecting dust beside my PS4 now. Would like a nice RPG in some sort to keep me going for another little while. We got Tales of Symphonia coming next week. That one's good. Witch on 100 Nights coming in March. South Park coming March 4th. That's an RPG. Really looking forward to that one.
Rust is an adult Minecraft.
Rust is very similar to DayZ, except now they took out zombies, so there's no zombies in that game anymore. But Rust is basically Minecraft for adults. Yeah, that's a pretty good description of it.
Oh, it's not.
It's like Minecraft meets DayZ, but you don't know what DayZ is, so I can't really compare that to you for you. All right, Assassin Mafia. Congrats.
Assassin 1?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. He came in right at the split and stole away with the box of candies. That's pretty awesome, Assassin.
All right.
He was our caller that called twice, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Just hit that follow button. Hopefully you check us out next week. Hit that follow button. Send me or I'll send you a message, and then I will give you the code. But we're not going to do that on stream because I'd send it out to everybody. We don't want to do that. So.
Cody, get tells if you love JRPG games. They are fantastic.
Oh. Okay, so I'm going to try to be nice, Cody, because my guy recommended Tales to me. And I have to say this because we all are different. I could not get through it. But listen to my guy. He loves it and he swears by it. And if you are of the same cloth, you would like Tales as well.
Let me put it like this: to put all the cards on the table, DMC likes to play his games with the Japanese voiceovers, and he admitted to me before he started, Tales of Xillia was the one that he played, was that he didn't before he played it, that was a big turnoff for him, that he couldn't do the Japanese voices, and that affected him going in. Now, if you're not someone that cares about having the Japanese voices, then it's like the Tales games have a fantastic battle system in it, and the Tales of Symphonia was originally released back in 2004, and the sequel that comes in the Chronicle and the collection was in 2008. So like the games are a little older, but Symphonia is a great JRPG. It's it is a fun game, and like you'll really enjoy it. Like if you like JRPGs, and that's like not being able to do Japanese voices isn't a big turn off for you.
Well, let me just say this. I don't think I'm as shallow. Actually, maybe I am as shallow enough to not like a game because of Japanese voiceovers. But extremely happy that Square it gave us the Japanese voice pack for the Final Fantasy Lightning Returns for free in the first week. But yeah, you know what? I'm looking forward to hearing your comments on it. So if you get it, let us know next time you call in.
As you see, we all love talking about games and trophies and all of that. So if you ever have a specific game you'd like to talk about, feel free to call in. And you don't have to necessarily have a question. Just state your opinion on whatever game you're playing. We'd always love to hear it.
And to Flip's point, a particular game that you're trying to plat, that you recognize that either one of us have, love to share some tips and strategy. There's a lot of strategy guys out there, but it's also pretty awesome to talk to somebody and hear audibly what they did to get past a particular point.
And if possible, maybe I'll make a personalized YouTube video for you. Show off how to get the trophy. I've done that in the past. I've done that so many times. But I think we're gonna go ahead and end the show here. We appreciate you all watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Hopefully you continue to come back every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be back next week with episode 6. Enjoy. We're glad you all showed up. Seems like
Hey, Cody, I was going to say, Cody, bring up that question next week, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully you enjoyed what you watched. Glad to see all the new people in the chats interacting with us. So continue to tell your friends. Like I said, if things pick up and get good, we've got a PS4 on the line that we'll be giving away. So I'm sure you guys are excited about that. And if you win that and you already have a PS4, we'll just turn it into a $400 Amazon card. So that is the show for today, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right, guys.
Go right ahead, man. I'll send them all back to you.